first of all, disconnect this, which is the main plug for the Dizzy, so probably easier to do that with more than one hand, but there you go. So you can take it off there and disconnect this, so that's out there, and then you can start to have a look at it. So first of all, I'm going to take off these little screw heads, and that takes the cap off, and then I can start investigating what's going on here. So here you can see I've taken the cap off like so, and then we have the Dizzy itself. The Dizzy has this little protective cover hiding the ICM and the ignition coil. So first of all, I need to spin that round until this is the rotor arm. Spin that round until I can actually take that off. So there's a little let's just try and line this up. There's a little kind of way in here you can get to, but you need to turn the engine over first so you actually have space to put your screwdriver in the right place. So I'll just spin the engine over. Okay, so a couple of cranks over here, and then that can show you in here where this is where you want to get your screwdriver, the head of the bolt. You can almost see it there. So then get your screwdriver in here, and then just undo that and take the rotor arm off. Okay, so just taking the breather pipe out because it was annoying me. Here you can see the coil itself, and then I'll just take the rotor arm off. So I can just take that off there, put to one side, and then this little protective cover off as well. And then we see the blood and guts of the whole thing. This is the ignition coil, and then the ICM is here. I've got a couple of steps to take you through. I need to grab a multimeter. Positive is A terminal, negative is B terminal, and the second wind is just called the second wind. Okay, so I've taken the two screws out here and here on the coil. It doesn't really matter if you do that or don't do that, but stick it to 200 ohms range, and then you want to measure between what we're calling A and B, which are the primary winds of the coil. But anyway, it says 1.1 ohms, and in the spec it's calling for 0.63 to 0.77, but it's temperature dependent, so I think I can probably allow that. I've just checked another new coil I have, and that's the same range. Then flick it to 20 kilo ohm, and then you want to go from the positive, which is the A terminal, so and stick it between there and there, so between A, which is the positive, and the second wind. And here I've got, you can just about see that 16.34, which is within the 12.8 to 19.2 range I need. So the coil looks okay. This holds the coil in, and these two are the electrical connections. So I'll probably just undo the electrical connections first. Remember, like with these, you need to push in quite hard and then turn it, just to make sure you don't slip. And this one, there. So they're both working. And then this just holds the whole thing in. So you've got two in here, so, and there. Okay, and then you can just unwind these and get ready to put the new one in. So this is the ICM. First things first, I'm going to take off each of the wires. So starting from the left, we have yellow-green line. We've got black yellow line. Then we've got white with blue, but that looks yellowy, but it is actually white. And then around the side here, on its own, we've got blue. So that is yellow, green, we've got black with yellow, white with blue, and blue on its own. So take all those wires off first. With the help of a little screwdriver, taking all of these three little connectors off here and the one around the side for the blue. So the battery connected, ignition on 2, connect the dizzy plug, and then between the black and yellow wire and the other side on ground, stick it to the voltage 20 range and 20 volts range, and you should see battery voltage between this black and yellow wire and the ground. And I can't do that with one hand, but yes, that's what I see, so that's okay. If there's no battery voltage between the black and yellow wire and the ground, then you need to check your fuses. If there is, you want to move on to the white and blue and then check if there's battery voltage as well there. So there is battery voltage here. If there wasn't, you want to be checking the coil, which we've already done, or checking this white and blue cable for continuity. So you just stick that onto here, there, and then just check that this wire isn't frayed or damaged. So that would be your next step. Okay, so the last two checks are, you check from the blue wire here to the blue wire here on your connector. So it's the bottom wire there, so this one bottom left, as you open it up there should be continuity. And you also check from the blue wire when this is plugged in, your blue wire into here, into the ground, and there should be no continuity there. So that's it, and if all of those things check out, it's time to replace your ICM. So this is just a different dizzy I have, just to show you how to take out the ICM. So you've got 2 bolts, screws like this, they're both the same, and they're both in here. One holds this little wire bracket, one holds and goes through the ICM, and one just goes through the ICM. So that's loose now, so you can see you can just basically unclip this wire around the side here, and probably take out this as well because it seems to be kind of in the way, but then you see it's loose and you can just take it out.